Will anybody ever love me?
When is Jesus coming back?
Why does the earth fall down?
Why is my father naked?
What's DRM?
DRM is a thing with the computers. You plug it in and DRM.
It doesn't help.
Yeah.
Typically when I buy a game, or I think about buying a game, it's, if I buy this, can I play this game? And usually that's not an issue, that's not something I think about. But I think it's weird now with Diablo 3 and SimCity, considering people bought that game. I bought Diablo 3 not even thinking about the always on system. I wouldn't call it DRM, but most people would disagree with me. I think it's weird. It's a weird situation now that those types of games, people have to think, well, if I buy this, can I play it? Will the game let me enjoy it? And as we found out, no, it will not. So maybe it will start being a factor.
Here's what I think about DRM. Doesn't really matter. I mean, personally speaking, I don't give two shoes about next game I'm gonna buy. If Dead Space 3 has DRM, when I buy it. But then I think about the long term. I think about the kids I might have and their kids and the world they might grow up in, wherein every game has DRM, and that's a horrible life. They can now no longer travel with their netbooks and play games at hotels and airplanes as my generation once did. We need our freedoms. You're voting with your money when you purchase games with DRM. But I think up to this point, there's so much of a outcry over Diablo 3 that I think publishers are still kind of nervous about that. As long as people make some noise, I think it's kind of discouraged them from at least having DRM that makes people uncomfortable, always on DRM especially. But at the same time, you look at Diablo 3 and it's like, what's the least pirated game ever? It's Diablo 3. I mean, how many people purchased that game? Like 6.5 million in 1 month, and nobody pirated it. It's up to this point, as far as I know. But why wouldn't you do that, Blizzard? I mean, that's a smart move.
I mean, if you're asking a guy that's got 284 games in his Steam library, then I think you're asking a guy that's kind of okay with DRM in concept. The thing is that when it doesn't work, it then becomes an annoyance, it becomes a hassle, it becomes something that people are not willing to put up with, and quite rightly. But when DRM does work and it's inconspicuous, doesn't interfere with your gameplay experience, then it just becomes less of a hassle, becomes less of an annoyance. So it's one of these things that you feel you should be opposed to conceptually, but if it works right, it's not really that big of a deal.
Does DRM affect my decision to purchase a game? At full price, definitely. For instance, with this whole SimCity situation, I'm not paying full price to play a game that doesn't even work. That's just common sense. If it's a franchise I really care about, more often than not, I'm ready to put up with the draconian DRM that many publishers are ready to force on us these days. For the most part, I have a working internet connection. It pulls about 40 megabits. I usually have no problem connecting to games. It's the principle of the thing. I know a lot of people can't play it and they can vote with their wallets, and that's perfectly fine. I respect that entirely. I think the sticky part of the situation is that developers more often than not are paying for publishers' mistakes. So they're not the ones that are always deciding to implement these policies, but they're the ones that are going to be dealing with the outcry.
I had recently bought a bunch of games, and I had a 6-hour flight or something ridiculous like that, and half the games I bought I couldn't play, and it wasn't because they were these like elaborate online games, they just straight up had DRM, and I couldn't play my damn games. So I was stuck on the flight watching, March of the Penguins Part 10 or whatever the hell, instead of playing my games, and that success. The thing about DRM is that no developer says, okay, let's add DRM to our game because it's going to make it awesome, right? No one would do that. And I get the business reason for it, but it just ends up. I mean, look at SimCity; it's fucked up. You could argue that game can't function because it's an online game, but it didn't have to be an online game. None of the other ones are online. Online could have been a component of like a bigger multiplayer mode for it, but they could have just had like a simple single player cool mode like the other games we like. Why not? So yeah, DRM is pretty dumb. Pretty just I'm pretty sure that like serial numbers and other things that didn't work, there are better alternatives to it, but easier said than done, right? So DRM, if it says that on something, that I usually don't like it. I don't like it. Stop it.
I don't usually consider DRM until it bites me in the ass later, because I grew up during the golden era of gaming when I didn't have to worry about DRM. So nowadays, usually I don't really consider or even think about it, and I buy a game and then I realize, oh wait, this has some sort of ridiculous bullshit attached to it that I have to worry about now. I think DRM is very anti-consumer, and I think it's really going to discourage the industry going forward, and I hope it dies. But frankly, I feel like it's going to just get worse and more restrictive as it goes along. I think DRM is a very draconian measure, and it irritates me. I didn't grow up with that, so nowadays I really, I wish I paid more attention, but I usually get caught unaware and then realize, once again I have to deal with some sort of proprietary bullshit. So I kind of, wish I considered it more, but I also wish I didn't really have to.